Can you maybe talk a little bit about your experience with natural horn?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Not a ton. I started doing natural horn when I lived in California for a year before I went to get my doctorate. And my former horn teacher, I had grown up studying with, she was this amazing natural horn player and she had gone and kind of done that after I left high school. Her name's Jenny Blumster. I'm sure people watching this know who she is. So I started just like dabbling with her to learn. And when I did the doctorate, it was like, okay, I think if I'm going to teach the horn, I need to understand how this works better. I didn't have like a huge passion for historical performance, although I think that's really neat. And I ended up at the natural horn workshop in Indiana that I know a lot of horn players have gone through. And that was really fun. I learned so much about playing natural horn, and I'm lucky that my university owns one of Rick Serafinoff's natural horns. So I have access to that, and I play with it, but I love to use it with students and have them at least get a grasp of why, or think about how things, were written the way they were for the horn. It's such a important kind of milestone in that development of the instrument. So yeah, so it's not, I'm not like trying to go out and conquer the world on the natural horn, but I love it. It's fun, and it's really, it's such a engaging thing to play after playing valve horn forever, having to like get that going with the right hand, and it's challenging and fun.
Awesome. Can you talk a little bit about your experience studying with Gail Williams and maybe any mentorship that she provided throughout your education?
Gail has been extremely formative for me. She was my teacher throughout undergrad, and having her as a female role model, I think it really influenced me. At Northwestern, there's also Dr. Mallory Thompson. So I feel like I had a very strong model that way, like what we're talking about. And in a way, it didn't ever even have to occur to me that was special, which was really cool. And she's been supportive over the years. When I left Northwestern, I remember emailing her one time and saying, people will laugh at this, but I got into some festival. Oh, Gail, I got into this festival. And she emails me back, oh, you must have started practicing. Which it's like one of those things you're like, oh yeah, she's right. I guess she knew how much I didn't practice, which of course she did, right? But when it was time to get a doctorate, that was where I wanted to be, because I knew that, I feel like Gail is the person who has put out so many wonderful players and teaches from a place of, it's not really important that you go out in the world and win a job. That's, she'll help you do that, but she's really motivated to just work with people who are excited about music. And Northwestern is great because there's so many people who come in who are double majors, and they're going to be engineers, but they're really great horn players. And so she doesn't teach with that agenda of like, this is what will be successful for you. And not only that, obviously her students are amazing, and she's an amazing player. So I just wanted to see how she taught from a grown-up perspective, not from my 18-year-old didn't practice enough self perspective. And it was incredible. So I spent 2 years in coursework, just, constantly observing lessons and really thinking about pedagogy. And a lot of her stuff influenced my dissertation on pedagogy. And she's been a huge advocate for me when I was on the job market looking for a university position. And that's super important, as you know, to have people like that in your corner, calling up references. And then when I was injured, she was there for me for that too. I called her and she gave me some advice. And at one point she loaned me a horn and has given me some lessons. And she is such a invested teacher. It's such an amazing model for me in my teaching, and has had such a long career and healthy career. That was hard because she has mainly been a really uninjured player. So that can be something that you kind of have to figure out if you're talking to someone who's not been injured versus injured. It's hard to say, well, what are they doing that's keeping them from being injured versus someone who's been injured and what they had to do to recover. So it's interesting thinking about it from that point of view.